Hey, it's Joe, and welcome back to Human Influence. Here's something to sit with. By the time you get information, even the stuff that's called reliable by the masses, you're usually getting a sanitized, filtered version. You're not seeing the raw footage, you're not hearing the raw story, you're getting the Netflix edit. The version that passed through a dozen hands, government agencies, corporate interests, media consultants, algorithms, and psychological conditioning. And we're trained to call that truth. But let's call it what it really is, a weaponized narrative. Not always to lie, sometimes just to frame, to distract, to direct your focus elsewhere. And when you zoom out, you start to realize we've been living in a massive psychological operation for decades. But in the last few years, it's been turned up to 11. Think about 2020. The world hit pause. We all stayed home. Masks, mandates, daily death tolls. Now, whether or not you believe in the origin story or trust the intentions behind it, what's undeniable is that this was a perfect opportunity for psychological conditioning on a global scale. Isolation, fear, control of movement, control of speech. Information became a battlefield. People got canceled for asking questions. Doctors, experts, silenced. That's not public health, that's narrative control. Now let's back it up a bit. Remember Event 201? That pandemic simulation that just happened to take place right before COVID hit? Was that coincidence or predictive programming? How about Operation Mockingbird? The CIA literally infiltrating news media to influence public perception. That's not conspiracy theory, it's documented. So if they were doing it in the 60s and 70s, what makes you think they stopped? Fast forward again. BLM protests, Capitol riots. Both sides emotionally charged, manipulated, and divided like pawns on a chessboard. Real pain, real outrage used as fuel. What better way to distract the public than by turning us against each other? And now we've got AI replacing reality. Deep fakes muddying the truth. Global conflicts flashing across screens like trailers for the next apocalypse. Is it any wonder people are spiritually numb, psychologically exhausted, and can't tell what's real anymore? And let's not forget the Psyops still in play. UFO disclosures that tell us everything and nothing at the same time. Billionaires building bunkers while preaching climate guilt. Social media engineered to reward outrage. Dopamine hits and tribal thinking. And the rise of fact-checkers who fact-checked feelings, not facts. This isn't just about politics, pandemics, or media. This is about your mind, your attention, your sovereignty. The truth is, waking up isn't just about uncovering facts. It's about deprogramming the version of reality that was installed in you. It's about learning to sit with the discomfort of not knowing. It's about reclaiming your mind in a world designed to occupy it. We don't need more headlines, we need more critical thinkers. People who pause before they repost. People who ask, why now, every time the media tells you to care. People who don't fall for the next neatly packaged villain or victim story. So the next time you hear trust the science or breaking news or this just in, ask yourself, who benefits from me believing the version they're telling me? Not everything's a psyop, but when you start looking closely, you realize most things kinda are. Let's go even further. You want facts? Cool, let's rip the veil a little more. MKUltra. Real, declassified, CIA ran mind control experiments on unwitting civilians. LSD, electroshock, sensory deprivation, it went on for decades. Again, Operation Mockingbird. Real, 1970s, church committee. CIA admitted they had journalists on payroll. And you think the media today is independent? Gulf of Tonkin, fake. The event that got us into Vietnam never actually happened. And that's not theory, it's confirmed by the NSA in 2005. WMDs in Iraq? No. sold to the world to justify a war, thousands dead, an entire region destabilized, and they never found a single weapon. Event 201, held in October 2019, simulated a global coronavirus pandemic. Funded by the World Economic Forum, Gates Foundation, and Johns Hopkins, months before COVID. Read the documents. They discuss media control and censorship strategy. World Economic Forum's Great Reset, not hidden. They wrote a book about it. Direct quote from Klaus Schwab, "You will own nothing and be happy." Social engineering in real time. Facebook's leaked internal memos show how their platform plays on emotional triggers to control population sentiment. Pfizer, fined $2.3 billion in 2009, the largest healthcare fraud settlement in U.S. history, and that's the company billions trusted without question. Censorship, the Twitter files dropped in 2022 by journalists, proved government agencies colluded with big tech to suppress speech, in violation of the First Amendment. The recent UFO Psyop, the Pentagon admits they don't know what UAPs are, right as public trust hits all-time lows. Distraction, controlled leak, they're drip-feeding you disclosure on their terms. Psychological warfare in plain sight. The 15-minute city model sold as convenience? Look deeper. It's about surveillance, control of movement, geofencing, digital ID, and CBDCs. These are not theories, they're being tested in over 100 countries. Control spending, turn off access, a social credit system just dressed in Western marketing. Do you remember the lab leak theory? First it was racist misinformation, now even the FBI and DOE say it's the most likely origin of COVID, but when people said it in 2020, they were banned. The Hunter Biden laptop. Real. New York Post was blocked from Twitter in 2020, later confirmed by mainstream media after the election. January 6th. Yes, a riot, but also, why were doors open from the inside? Why was Ray Epps on camera inciting people yet never arrested? Even Tucker Carlson aired footage showing Capitol Police calmly escorting some inside. So when people say not everything's a psyop, that's true, but when you stack the lies, when you pattern match the manipulation, you realize trust has been hijacked. And the game now isn't just about what they tell you. It's how fast they tell it, how well it's packaged, how you feel about it, not what's true. We live in a reality where propaganda isn't just obvious, it's invisible, because it feels normal. And if you're not questioning every official story by now, you're not awake, you're programmed. And the truth is out there, but you have to dig past the distractions, feel past the fear, and reclaim your own mind. Human influence, out.